this is different. This is a team that we all know can win a national title.
It is TexAgs Rewind here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Got Nick. We've got Caitlin with me. Nick, you called me buddy or pal? Which one did you call me?
Buddy, pal, and guy. But you're not my guy, buddy.
Yeah.
And you're not my buddy, pal.
I feel like that's not a term of endearment. I feel like it's very demeaning the way you said it.
From South Park.
Oh, I don't.
That's all I'm quoting from.
I didn't even know. Over my head.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I've never watched an episode of South Park.
It seems a little too inappropriate for you.
I watched Larry David. Is there anybody more inappropriate than him?
I've never watched Larry David.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't get mad when you said you didn't watch South Park.
But I'm not you.
But now you're getting mad at me.
Caitlin, have you watched Larry David? Oh, wait, we already talked about this, right? You don't.
No, I have not watched any of either of those shows.
Oh, my gosh.
To tell the truth.
Greatest comedy sitcom on HBO ever in Curb Your Enthusiasm. All right, whatever. We'll talk about what happened on the show today. Nick, your favorite part?
Well, that's Caitlin. Her opinion on Taylor Swift was one of my favorite parts, but probably the baseball bunch and Richard Zane on Zoom.
Richard Zane on Zoom? Really? Okay.
He was on Zoom, yeah. It was cool.
Caitlin, your favorite part of the show?
I would probably have to say the baseball bunch, too, especially going into this weekend. Lots to be excited about.
Yeah, a lot to be excited about. He had OB on the show. OB was on one today.
Was on one today.
You said the vibes, right? The vibes weren't right.
The vibes were off at the beginning, but I think we picked it back up.
Yeah, and then Billy Liucci, we talked baseball, we talked football, and we talked the schedule and how it could play out, some scenarios out there. It's the TexAgs Rewind. Check it out. CBS Sports SEC Power Rankings. If you were to guess what place A&M would be entering the 24th season,
okay,
what would you suggest? Or what would you think? And you can give me your opinion on what they should be and what you think people say.
Okay, well, Georgia will be 1, probably Alabama will be 2. Tennessee's going to be up there for reasons I can't understand. LSU will be up there for reasons that I can't understand, other than they're always pretty good. I think Missouri's going to be up there. So there's probably somebody that I'm missing.
You're forgetting the 2 new schools.
Ole Miss, Texas, and Oklahoma. So A&M's going to be probably, I'm guessing, 8.
Close, but not yet.
7?
No.
9?
No.
10?
Yes. Let me give you the list according to this. Georgia, number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't need to read what they say about them. Texas, number 2.
Okay.
I'm more with Ole Miss being number 2 personally.
Uh-huh.
Ole Miss, number 3 on this list.
Okay.
Alabama, number 4.
Okay.
Mizzou, 5.
Okay.
Tennessee, 6.
Uh-huh.
LSU, 7.
Okay. That makes a little more sense.
OKLAHOMA, 8.
Yeah, it's
kind
of a head scratcher, but okay.
Number 9.
Naughty number 9.
The Stoops, Kentucky.
Okay.
Your response is great.
Okay.
Number 10, Texas A&M. Right after A&M. Surprising, I thought. Florida. Florida.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at that.
Number 12, Auburn.
Okay.
I would have put Auburn above Florida.
You still got Thorne at quarterback.
This is true. South Carolina, number 13.
All right.
Arkansas, 14.
Our Kansas, yes, 14.
15, Mississippi State.
And taking their typical spot.
Vandy. Holding on to it for dear life.
Do you think it's just a coincidence that Texas entered the conference and they got Georgia at home because you have to play somebody good, but Vandy just happens to be on their schedule?
No, I think.
You think there was any concessions made? Or?
I mean, if there were concessions made that we'd get the first home game, I could see concessions made the other way too.
Yeah.
Through 49 games, this team has belted 113 home runs. You were the first one to tell me this, that they were going to get close to the record, if not surpass it, way before the season started. I think it was during the fall you told me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it was during the fall that you felt they could get there.
Yeah, and it's been a different way of getting there. They're not there yet, and I don't know if they're going to get there. I know the dimensions at Swayze Field are smaller than Olsen Field, but if the wind is blowing out of the north like it is today there, which I didn't do a ton of calculations, but I mean, I know that it's set up in a similar orientation. Their ballpark faces like a north wind blows in from left field. So that may curtail some of A&M's power potential. And that would be a huge help to Ole Miss if that's the way the wind is blowing, because I think if the ballpark was playing neutral or there was a south wind like there normally is this time of year, I think A&M goes in there and really starts chipping away even more at that record and closes that gap pretty severely. As it stands, they could get there. Obviously, 6 regular season games left, and then postseason, so they could get there. But I thought that it would be more of a even production. And if you go through, I think, our preseason predictions, and we were talking about how they get to 128, I thought Jason Braden would have over 20. I thought Gavin would only be at 14, though. But I thought Targach and Benderup would be double-digit homers. So it's been different guys that have helped get them there. But, yeah, they're certainly on the doorstep. And I think this team, when I look at it, and I wasn't around for 99, I was a young kid, but I didn't see it day in, day out like Scotty did. But I haven't seen a team with this power potential, and especially with a kid we talked about last segment, when Caden Sorrell has started to take off on this rocket ship. Like, there's way more homers in that bat from now to the end of the season. I think he could get up close to 10. I think Hayden Schott's got another power surge coming. So if all those things happen, then yeah, I think they'll break that 99 record.
But there's a handful of teams that when you look at how they're built, what their body of work is this season, that you look at and go, that team can win the national title this year. And we know that Texas A&M is one of those teams that can win it. And you know what that's doing to all of us. We're all getting very anxious, and it's a different type of stress that we're not used to. It's like, when has there been an A&M team? It's kind of like March Madness, where if you win one, then the stress builds. But this has been like for a couple months now where we've known this about this team. And every weekend, you just want to see them take one more step towards it and better their position and take one more step towards it. So it's really stressful because we know how bad we all want it. We know how bad those coaches and players want it. And it is definitely added to, I think, when you go lose 2 out of 3 to LSU, the reaction, I think, was like, and I'm the first one that'll sit there and watch and get frustrated and pissed if you give up a 3-run. I mean, I'm sitting there like that, but then you have to take a step back before you hit send or before you tweet, and take a step back and just go, all right, they went into Baton Rouge and lost 2 out of 3. They hadn't lost a series since, but the reason why is we all want it so damn bad. The question is, would you take, as an Aggie fan, 10-2 regular season, but you lose the first game and the last one?
Oy!
So you lost to Notre Dame to start the season in front of 100,000 to maybe a top 10, 12 Notre Dame team, and then you lost in front of 105
to Texas,
to the damn Longhorns.
What's the other
in
option?
The final game, but you won the 10 in between, which means you go into the Texas game at 10-1
with a chance for.
And by the way, 10-2 would probably get you in the playoff this year, maybe. And people say it will. It's not for sure, because Ole Miss could go better than that. Georgia could go better than that. And if Texas beats you, they could go better. You could be the 4th SEC team.
Right.
But with the possibility of playoff and all that, would you take 10-2 with losses to Texas and Notre Dame? I'd say leave off the playoff thing. That makes it easy. Everybody would say, give me the playoff.
10-2?
Just 10-2.
With those losses?
10-2 and no playoff.
Okay.
Just miss it. Versus 9-3, where you beat Texas.
10-2. I haven't seen 10 wins since when?
What about 9-3, where you beat Texas and Notre Dame, and then you lose you lose to LSU, Missouri, and a random unexpected one at Auburn.
I still think 10 wins, that number. Look, it would suck.
10 wins with losses to Notre Dame at home to start the year and Texas to end it.
I still think a 10 wins
versus 9-3 and beating both of them.
That's a hard one.
It's tough
because of my hate for Texas.
I don't hate Texas or care about them to the point where I'm not that Aggie that give me a win over Texas, and I don't care what they do the rest of the
Right.
year. Most of us aren't that way. That's an old wives' tale. Maybe that's how they felt in the 50s and 60s, and even those guys are going to now come to me. I never felt that, but they probably did at some point along the way. That's not a joke or a myth for no reason. Man, I do think I might trade a win over Texas at home this year
For 10 wins.
if it meant you're going to lose one more game. If that was the offer, I might take it.
All right, Torrin, tell the people.
Get out there and like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. Did I miss anything?
That was perfect.
Woo!
Wow, that was a celebration.
Didn't even have to think about it.
Nick,
Usually I have to think about it a second.
What's the name of the band you want me to watch? Insane Clown Posse? What was it called?
No, that is a band, but no, not them. Knocked Loose. You don't have to listen to them.
I won't, ever.
Maybe work out to them. You might
No.
reach another level.
How about Drake?
I think he's like not cool anymore because he got wrecked by Kendrick Lamar. I don't know. We've talked about this as well. I don't really know.
I'm the country expert. You're the rap expert. We'll see you next time.